Imagine what it would be like to know that you had less than a week to live. Like this is your last Friday night with friends and no more Sunday church services after this weekend. Michael Smith is very well aware that he has only 6 days left to live. And before I go any further, you should know that most people who know Michael Smith's story have absolutely no problem with him dying, because Smith is a convicted murderer twice over, and his murders were sickening. He's been on death row in Oklahoma for the past 2 decades, and he is set to be executed by lethal injection 10 a.m. Thursday morning, April 4th. But before he takes that final walk, he is speaking to us. He gave an exclusive interview by phone to our producer, Chris Moloney, and here is some of that conversation.
The date of your execution is set for April 4th. Do you have feelings about that? Is it always on your mind? Do you try to ignore it?
No, actually, I don't think I think about it as much as people would think I would, but I think it's more about the actual fight, and instead about the actual date. It's just I'm still fighting and still praying and hoping that I can survive, so I really ain't thinking about dying.
And the fight, I guess, is about the your lawyers have been trying to show that you might have an intellectual disability, whereas the state says your scores, your IQ scores, are too high. Are you able to comment on that at all?
Actually, my fight is about my innocence first and foremost. But I think my intellectual disability claim in my case is just one of the factors. But the issue with my intellectual disability claim is that my attorney at the time, my post-conviction attorney, didn't actually file a claim or submit the claim into my post-conviction application. That's why I was denied before they changed the law. It made me legally, my scores higher than they illegal now. Not actually. See, what happened was before, like in 2006, they changed the law in Oklahoma, stating that it's a 70. If you got any score over 76, you're not eligible for actions relief. So in 2005, a guy with my exact same score that was actually on Oklahoma's death row with me actually got relief with the exact same score that I got in 2005.
Do you think that if your attorney had filed those papers, you would have been taken off death row?
I think I would have been eligible for a hearing.
And I just want to ask you about the other part of what you said. You talked about your innocent part. The prosecutors have said that, I guess the evidence against you was overwhelming. The crimes were a store clerk was shot, and then his body was lit on fire, and then another woman was killed because she wouldn't stop screaming. Are you saying that you didn't do those things that you've been convicted of?
Absolutely, I'm saying that. I've always said that I gave a false confession under the influence of PPP after being prematurely released from the psych ward area of the Oklahoma County Jail. That's how I was actually interrogated, and I gave these false statements. So as far as the evidence against me, it's basically only 4 pieces of evidence ever against me. It was always my confession. 2 people stated that I confessed to them that I committed the crime, and a woman that identified me that ID'd me at the store before the store clerk was killed. But my confession, my admission to the crimes, it consisted with the actual fact of the crimes. My argument in the trial was always that I confessed to something that I was told, not to something I did. I basically confessed to a rumor, and while I was intoxicated off PPP.
If that's true and the person's out there, what do you think is the appropriate punishment if they find that person for these crimes?
That's between him and God. I'm not the judge or the jury. I couldn't imagine putting this or any kind of punishment on another man, especially not this. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I know death sentence. This is cruel and unusual.
And you've been on death row for more than 20 years now.
Yeah.
Could you just sort of tell me, like, what is that life like? Like, what are your days like?
It's real slow and real quiet down there. It's real peaceful down there. So I can't say what I couldn't even explain. You know what I mean? Because you get solitary confinement every day. You feel it's a different feel. You know, I feel like it does feel like a different, like you're a different type of human being when you're in solitary confinement. So many times, so many days, and so many years, you get so used to being trapped. You know what I mean? So I really couldn't even explain how my day-to-day is because I'm so used to it. But it's a slow place, real quiet, on TV, reading, writing, trying to fight and stretching. You know what I mean? So I couldn't really say exactly.
Right. Do you have interaction with the other death row inmates at all? Are you allowed to talk to them and communicate?
Yeah, we talk a lot.
And
We always been.
Do you guys talk about, impending possibility of being executed ever?
Mostly we really just help one another with issues and trying to figure out a way out. So we don't really talk about dying. We just talk about fighting. That's all we really discuss. It's all about the fight.
Do you think you've changed over the last 20 years? Are you a different person than the person who went in?
Absolutely. I was a kid back then. I was 19 years old when I was arrested. So I'm 41 now. So I'm still nothing like I was when I was 19 years old. I was a kid back then. The regular inner city kid.
Have you ever thought about, if you could give advice to your younger self, what you would say?
Yeah, I know I'd say stay in school and stay in sports. Simple. Stay in school and stay in sports.
And will you have any family or friends if the execution does happen as witnesses for you?
I don't think my people can take that type of experience as far as seeing me get executed. I don't want to experience that either.
And have you thought about what you might want to have as last words? Is there a message that you want to leave?
No, I ain't thought about that. I ain't thought that far.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.